Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Consciousness and Energy of the Week forecast. And today we're getting together with Michael Ocher. He is going to join us in a few minutes. He is a Kabbalah teacher and a spiritual teacher, and we connect to the energy of the universe. We talk about the laws and the secrets that are described in the sacred books like Zohar and studies of Kabbalah. And we also reference astrology. That astrology is a big part of what we are basing our forecast on. So I'm going to welcome Michael to join us. He's right here. Hi, Michael. Welcome. I just did a little introduction.
Thank you. Hi, Julia. Hi, everyone.
Yes. And today we're going to talk about the fact that everything is possible.
Exactly. Yes.
Anything is possible. And also, today it's a week of the full moon in Leo. And it's connected a lot to self-love, self-worth, self-care, self-esteem, because Leos are like that. So we have the gift of that energy. So we're going to go a little bit deeper into that conversation as well.
Yes.
Michael, welcome, and welcome everybody who's joining us live or watching us on replay. And let's dive in.
Let's go. Thank you, Julia. Hi, everyone. Love spending this time with you and joining this beautiful, half an hour where we talk more about something that's really important, the consciousness, the soul, the way we think, the way we interact with people, where we can get a better idea of how this week we can be better versions of ourselves, how we can, quote unquote, upgrade ourselves, how we can be the best version of ourselves we can be and live the best life possible. And as Julia mentioned, I'm one of the Kabbalah teachers, and we offer classes, services that are connected to wisdom of Kabbalah to help people improve their life, to help people connect, help people understand, help people have answers and consciousness, more and more consciousness, because that's really the main reason of why we're here, is to elevate our consciousness in this physical reality. And every week we use the ancient texts of Kabbalah, primarily the Zohar, and also what kind of energy is available based on the month, the Kabbalistic month, the astrological configurations, etc. And every week we try to be more ready, more prepared, to make sure that we extract all the energy, all the light, all the blessings that is available every single week for us. So this week, Kabbalistically, is almost like a holiday week, the whole week. It's very special. It's very big and important, and it gives us one of the most fundamental teachings about how to be facing life every single day of your life, every single day, the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, to the moment you're faced with something that might seem like it's not easy or difficult. And I go into it throughout the week. I also have classes that are for students, and on Mondays, if you want to join, reach out, feel free. I would love to connect you to those classes also, and we go deeper into it. But for people that don't know the wisdom of Kabbalah, for example, that didn't take the beginners courses, this week is all about understanding to have a positive attitude no matter what. It's such a simple thing. It seems like, yeah, of course, if I have a positive attitude towards something, if I have, if I'm happy and grateful, life is going to be easier. But it's not always easy when things come in front of us that we seem like it's impossible to overcome, right? We all have some sort of challenges in life. We all have some sort of situations where we feel like this is impossible. This is, I can't do this. This is not something that I'm able to overcome. It could be as small as some daily tasks to life missions. We all have life missions, right? We all have missions in our life where that we came into this world to fulfill. So our natural reaction, it depends. Everyone is different. That's the beauty by the wisdom of Kabbalah. It's not a dogmatic study. It's not like do this, but it's advices. It's advices that the Kabbalists and the wisdom give us. And usually our reaction to something that seems difficult is we're worried, we are downcast, we are fearful, we might be anxious, we might be angry, we might be resentful. We experience different kind of negative emotions. That's what we in Kabbalah we call, these are the tools of the opponent. And he gives it to us. He gives very good logical reasoning, right? We're gonna have great logical reasoning. Why to think that it's not doable, it's not possible, it's never been done. Usually people fail. I failed before. Some things that I didn't do well might seem that I failed before. But this attitude is the key to success. The key to success is your attitude of success, of that you can overcome, that you can accomplish, that you can do, that you have everything you need in order to accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish. Everything. Now, when you have that consciousness, you should be infused with energy of happiness, with energy of joy, with energy of, wow, what an amazing experience. I can actually do this. It's easy and I can and it's easy. That's the conscious, that's the mantra of this week. Because in the writings, there's a great challenges that face basically the whole group of people that that we call Israelites. They face a very big challenge, one of the biggest challenges in their spiritual growth. And most of them, the reaction was, okay, we're doomed. That's it. We might as well, we might as well dig out our graves and just kill ourselves here. Well, there's no point. However, there was a very small group of people that was optimistic. That was like, no, I can do this. I can, and it's easy. And because of those people that had this positive attitude, they were able to accomplish and overcome the challenges. So when I switch my mindset that this is easy and I can do it, then things become much easier. There's a very important teaching in the wisdom of Kabbalah that says that there is never a challenge that's put in front of you that you are unable to accomplish. So we might think that things are placed in our life that it is impossible to overcome. However, that's not true. The laws of this universe are set in such a way that if a challenge is in front of me, that means I have all the ability, all the resources to overcome that challenge. How amazing is that? Think about that. Think about it for a minute. It means no challenge, no matter how difficult, no matter what you might think right now. Don't trust yourself always. Don't always trust that you see the whole picture or that you understand the whole picture. We don't see. Science teaches us this, and if you go to any spiritual study, they will teach you this, that you don't see all of reality. Science it's a fact. It's a scientific fact. If you don't want to agree with science, that's up to you, of course, but it's a scientific fact that we do not see all the forces that are supporting us right now at any moment. And it's especially important to remember during the time of challenges that I want to have this attitude of victory, this attitude of I can, this attitude, I can, it's easy, it's doable, I already did it. This attitude is something that we want to infuse ourselves with this whole week for the rest of our life. You want to face your life with this attitude of optimism, with this attitude of positivity, with this attitude of curiosity, of naivety and childlike interest in it. And be curious about it and be like, wow, okay, you know what? It could be that I can totally overcome this. This is doable. This is not so hard. This is not impossible. So this week is like, wow, it's like an explosion of positivity. And we are obviously, as we still remember, we are in the sign of Aquarius, which is such an out of the box sign, such a beautiful sign that gives us this individual ability to overcome anything possible. It's all about not thinking inside the box, thinking outside the box. Whatever has been taught to you, don't believe it as true. Don't believe it as fact. Understand that everything is possible. Andrea, do you want to?
Yeah. So I wanted to add something because it really speaks to me. It's it's especially true to women because men are a little bit have thicker skin sometimes, and women are very conscious about self-worth. They're very conscious about, can I do it, am I allowed to do it, and who am I to do it. Like they somehow women more often ask and question themselves, and at the same time women are the ones who go out and get it done. And there is a whole like um, a movement, and it's not a feminist movement, but one of the quotes from it is, she didn't know she couldn't, and she did it. And
Mhm.
so it just describes so well what we're talking about, this attitude of like not having the limitations of what perceived to be we can do or we're supposed to do, or what's difficult, what's easy, what's possible, what's not possible. And I love the idea. I just want to endorse it once again. I often say to myself, I have everything I need to get it done. And I often say it because sometimes I'm like, how am I going to get it done? And the moment I say, I switch to, I have everything I need at this given moment to get it done, all of a sudden different door opens up, different perspective opens up, and I see something that I haven't seen before. And I was like, I can use that, I can get it done.
Beautiful. So I have to say something. I agree with you, but also I don't agree with you because we actually don't know. You know, they say there's a beautiful lecture I once heard about feelings
Mm,
and about how something that is actually, you know, we love to say, especially in the States, we love to say, I know how you feel. I
mm,
know how it feels. I know how you feel. This is actually not a true statement. We actually do not know how other people feel. It's not possible. We can relate. We can try to understand. We can understand that it's difficult, but we do not know how other people feel. So really, from a man's perspective, I have to tell you that we men also feel that way. It feels that way, that we men might be more optimistic and more, you know, a little bit more battle oriented, and you know, we love to battle and compete. But the consciousness of I cannot is present in everyone. That's what the teaching says. That's what the teaching says, and it might be that women might have it more than men, but it's really individual. You know, we don't know. Every single individual on this earth is so unique, is so special. And in order to grow spiritually, you have, you know, we don't have to obviously, but one of the steps to grow spiritually is to be faced with a situation, with a wall situation, when you're like, how in the world am I gonna go through this wall? How in the world? You know, my teachers, for example, they're a great example. Rav and Karen Berg, who started the Kabbalah Center and who basically brought this wisdom to the whole world some 40, 50 years ago. When they started, it was a wall. There was no internet. They didn't have an idea of how to do this. They didn't even have the material accessible enough for people like you and me to understand, you know. So it was a wall in front of them, and yet they said, you know what? It doesn't matter. It's not about what I think. It's about me having the certainty, the faith, and clarity that I will, and it's doable. So that's the mindset we want to have. And you know, there's some, for example, it actually says that the person in the literal story, he was an Aries. You know, Aries people have this attitude of like, I can, but even they have difficulty with emotions. You know, they have difficulty with overcoming emotional blockages. We all have different blockages. We have physical, we have emotional, we have psychological, we have spiritual, social, etc. However, whatever that wall might be for you, what I want to understand this week is that I can overcome it. It's easy, I can, it's doable. I have all the resources to do it. It's already done. And not just that, but even having this attitude, this positive, childlike attitude that it's like, it's going to be fun. Let's see. How do I know? Be open-minded. You know, and everything from my teacher, Verav, he used to say that one of the biggest blockages that any human being can have is to be closed-minded. It's such a dangerous space and space to be. Thank you, Mikki. Mikki just wrote, "I can, I will, and it's easy." Yeah, I think that's what she wrote. But my teacher used to say the biggest blockage of humanity and human race is closed-mindedness. When you're closed-minded, life is very difficult. Life is difficult. Life is challenging, confusing. You won't even succeed, sadly. I'm sorry to say this, but you will not be successful in this life if you are closed-minded. Whether it be from new opinions, new perspectives, feedbacks towards you, whatever it might be, the more open-minded I am, the easier my life is going to be. It's spiritually, you know, we talk about spirituality here. So Kabbalah obviously explains and talks a lot about spiritual forces. You know, there's some forces that are positive, that angelic forces that uplift you and support you. There's some, you know, there's also negative forces that, you know, that we create when we act reactively and negatively. We create forces that might come back to us in a negative way somehow. So when we say that I can and I will, I activate the positive forces. I activate the forces that will accompany me and help me do it. And one of the strongest negative forces that exist in the upper worlds and in this physical reality is closed-mindedness. Is somebody who is not even open to hearing and to saying that maybe it is true, maybe you're right. That's why one of the greatest spiritual answers of a spiritual person to somebody's opinion that you don't agree on is not you're wrong, you don't know what you're talking about, you have no idea what's going on, but say that's an interesting opinion, that's an interesting perspective, that's interesting. Saying the word that's interesting, that statement is healthy for your mind. It's going to teach you to be more open-minded. It's going to teach you to be more flexible, more in flow with the universe, and not be so closed off. And you know, we're in a month of inventions, in a month of upgrades, in a month of having different perspectives. The most popular sign among inventors, among people that changed the way we live, changed our physical reality, is under the sign of Aquarius. And that means we can all be a little bit genius in our way. And the reason why they were genius is they were saying, you know, there was no electric bulb 500 years ago, but Thomas Edison said, you know what, let's try, let's be curious, let's be interested. And he tried 10,000 times. He didn't fail, right? That's one of his greatest quotes is, he didn't fail 10,000 times. He got closer to his success every single time. And also this kind of the sideways, also not to look at any moment that we thought we weren't successful, not to look at it as a failure. That's not the right perspective. To understand that that was something that was bringing me closer to my goal, to my success. Everything from relationships, work, self-improvement, etc. It doesn't matter what you did. Everything is only helping me get closer. You know, a lot of people, for example, they go through a relationship and it might not be the greatest relationship. And, you know, they're like, oh, I wasted my time. Don't say that. You never did. There's no such thing in spirituality as wasting time. Everything we do is an investment in ourselves, and it only helps us to be closer and closer to the goal. And it also is dependent on how you label it. You don't want to label things as failures. If you label it as a failure, that's what it's going to be. If you label it as a good experience that helped you grow, that's what it's going to be. So make your choice right. What do you want to have? Do you want to have a lot of failures, or do you want to have a lot of experiences that taught you how to make the right decisions in life? Very big very big distinguishment between these two. But again, going back to this mindset, it's also, we don't have so much time, but I want to add about the full moon. It's one of the most beautiful full moons of the whole year. It's we're in the sign of Aquarius, the inventor, the genius, the humanitarian, the taker, the giver, right? The bucket that just pours water and abundance and blessings on our world. And then we have the full moon in the sign of Leo, one of the most artistic, intelligent, intuitive, psychic moons that exist. So it's going to happen this Thursday, Wednesday to Thursday, and it's Kabbalistically, it's even a holiday. It's even considered a special holiday. It's almost considered like a new year for trees. So it's very much connected to the plant kingdom. And plant kingdom is very special for Kabbalists for many different reasons. One reason is trees are considered the most spiritual entities on our planet. It's not animals, it's not humans, can be, but it's not also rocks and stones, but it's trees. That's why Kabbalistically the realm that we want to connect to is called the tree of life. And trees in general represent energy of going against nature, reaching for the light, providing for outside, not just for itself. Communal. We know now that they have a community of trees, right? Plants act and interact with each other. And plants are all about going above limitations and serving others. And that's what this new moon we want to meditate on. This new moon from Wednesday to Thursday, we want to meditate what we go above influences of physicality, of our nature, our physical reactive nature. Not just nature in general. We're not going against nature as a force out there, but our reactivity, and to go above it, to grow out of it. So, for example, if you have closed-mindedness, I have it, for example, we all do. By the way, the good thing about Kabbalah and spirituality is you don't want to say that, oh, closed-mindedness is bad. I don't have that. No, I admit myself, I have it also. Be open to it. I have it, and we all have it in some degree. We always want to be more and more open-minded. And I know, for example, for me, from a personal story, that whenever I disagree or dislike an idea the most, I find out that eventually I start to see the merit in that idea, in that situation. So this new moon is going to give us this independence, and also a little bit less of stubbornness and egocentrism, because the two signs, Leo and Aquarius, are very big egocentrical signs, right? They're very I-oriented, they're very artistic, they're very driven, but it's a little bit of an ego signs. So we want to do the opposite of that. We want to give, we want to think totally about humanity. We want to understand that I want to serve humanity, I want to give to humanity, I want to give to others, and not be so focused on myself. But really, it's a beautiful experience. We also have many different positive conjunctions and connections with different planets that Mars and Uranus is doing, that giving us kind of boost in our desire, boost in our ability to accomplish what we want to accomplish, and really know that we can accomplish everything. We can do everything in our life. So Julia, unless you have some feedback or some input and questions, would love to hear from you. Julia, can hear you.
I was on mute. So I think it's the most beautiful time right now. And I often say that, but it truly is. And again, like having these mantras, just reminding ourselves to having these mantras that it's already done. I have everything I need to get this accomplished, to create what we're creating, is one of the most beautiful things, like just in general in life, not only this week, but always have this attitude and consciousness. And I just want to bring it back what you started from, that it's all created by our consciousness, like this experiences in our lives and what we can manifest in our lives are stamped in our consciousness. And so thank you for this beautiful connection setting up the energy for the upcoming week. And I don't know if do you have a moment for
Yes,
meditation?
definitely,
Yes, I
definitely. I
think
always
it's time
love
to.
to, I used to, for example, one thing that I was closed-minded towards is meditation. I didn't know what it is. I didn't practice it at all. And then once I learned a few simple techniques, and I also I'm a theta healer, and I practice that obviously on a daily basis. Once I was open to that, and once I started practicing, it also changed my life completely. My life is completely different. So much more clarity, ease, and so much more consciousness of I can and it's easy is present in my life because of meditation. So I love to share meditations with people. So definitely have a few minutes for that. And so if you join me, just to be open-minded and you want to be relaxed, the number one thing with meditation is relaxed. And I'll give you all a very simple meditative tool to take 3 deep breaths with your abdomen. Do not use your upper body, your shoulders, or your chest. Only use your abdomen. That's the ideal way of breathing, just so you know. And we want to take 3 deep breaths and visualize as air is coming through your nose and out of your mouth. Let's do this together. And breathing is the most effective way to calm our mind, to calm our thoughts, to calm our emotions, to soothe our soul and our consciousness. And we want to envision ourselves to be surrounded by energy of light, energy of the creator, energy of the universe, the unseen force that's present everywhere, the quantum field. We connect to it by dropping deeper into ourselves. And we want to envision as everything around you is turning into light, beautiful, soothing, relaxing, welcoming light, the creator. And you want to kind of melt into this energy. Melt any beliefs, melt any emotions that don't serve you, any feelings, anything in your body that doesn't serve you. Melt and let it melt away from you, and melt and become one with this light, with this energy. And we'll do some download, some consciousness from the creator about what we just spoke about. So what we want to focus on is the consciousness of I can, and it's easy. I'm capable. I have all the resources I need to accomplish whatever task I'm faced with. So if you want that download, I can, it's easy, I have all of the resources, I have all the support, I have the creator support on my side to accomplish whatever is in front of me, say yes. And we want to amplify our attribute of and virtue of optimism. Such an important concept, mindset, belief system that it's everything is good. Everything is working for me. Everything is working for our world. Even though our world is in such a space of uncertainty, it's actually our choice to be certain about it. Nothing in this world can come and tell you to be certain about any situation besides yourself. So if you would like your attribute and your virtue of optimism to be amplified, to run your consciousness more and more all the days of your life, say yes. And this special month that we're in, there's a certain gift that we can also receive, which is not to fall so much into our emotions. Everyone is emotional. Everyone is sensitive. No matter how tough they look on the outside, even Aquarians, as tough as they look on the outside, they're very sensitive people also. And they can be. And the way to be more sensitive is just to have this thought in your mind that we don't know what people are going through. We don't always know what another person is going through. No matter what I'm feeling, I know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. That my emotions are not the final determining factor of what is really happening. I decide. And to kind of have this pilot light always on inside of us, to have this pilot light that kind of shines and warms us and tells us it's all good. Everything is going to work out. Everything is working out for you already. Everything is great for you, the world, for everyone. So if you want that pilot light, if you want this energy, what's Kabbalistically called Yesod of Chokhmah, to be lit inside of your soul, to be lit inside of your consciousness, say yes. And connect to it. Try to feel this internal light, this feeling inside your chest that's telling you, it's shining bright and telling you everything is working out. Feel it, understand it, connect to it. This world is full of light, this world is full of love. And I can be someone who amplifies it, who increases how much love, light, happiness, and joy exist in this world. I can be a beacon of this energy. I have a choice. I can be a beacon of light or not be a beacon of light. What do you choose to be? We always want to make the right choice to be beacons of light, to be beacons of positivity. And as always, we want to connect to Creator's unconditional love and healing. So if you want that energy, also say yes. And broadcast this energy to all your loved ones, to everyone around you, to your existence, to your universe, to the whole world. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes. Okay.
Thank you, Michael. This was a
Hi, Mikki. Welcome.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful, Michael. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much. It was a beautiful experience, very inspiring for myself. So when I'm inspired, that means it was right.
Yes, and it also means that you're going to go out there and share it with so many more people.
Exactly.
I love that. So we're going to meet again at 12 o'clock next Sunday. So you guys, whoever's watching us live or replay, just know that you can always join us live on Sunday at 12 right here. And if you're watching it on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel so you get notifications. And drop us your comments. What came up to you? What did you get out of today? We'd love to hear that from you, and we will reply to each comment. So thank you, everybody. Have an amazing week. And we have everything we need.
Yes. And you're amazing. Don't forget.
Amazing.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.